First of all, really, we just finished up a workout, but really proud of Skylar Mays and for being named the second team. Obviously, Tremont Waters' first team. Trey for being co-defensive player of the year. That just shows you the work that he's put in to continue to get better defensively. Skylar, obviously, as a student athlete, you can't be around a finer student athlete. I've been doing this almost 28 years, and he's as good all around on and off the court that I've been around. And really proud of those guys. Nas Reeves for being making all freshman team. I really thought Javante Smart should have been on that team too. When you look at it, he's played as well as any freshman in our league so far too. I thought he should have made it. Then Cavell Bigsley, I thought he should have made the all-defensive team. I mean, when you look at those guys, even their stats, I mean, he has better stats, more blocks than some of those guys they had on that defensive team. And so that's good. So I get to continue to motivate Cavell to get more blocks. But yeah, we had a good practice today. Our guys were really focused, locked in, and we're looking forward to going down to the SEC tournament and playing our first opponent, whoever that is, between Florida and Arkansas.
All right, questions, raise your hand. Here you go, Glenn.
Hey, Coach, I was just wondering, is there any update on Javante this weekend, if he'll be available or not?
No, right now there's no update. I'll check when I get out of here. They said they would let us know more this afternoon, and so when I leave here, I'll make a couple of calls and kind of see what his status is. So we're still hoping that we can have him Friday.
Questions, Mike, and then Jock.
Hey, Coach, between Arkansas, Florida, two teams that have played you guys really, really tough this year, is there a matchup that maybe, I guess, better suits you guys at this point in the year?
That's a really good question. Both of those teams obviously played as well. They both beat us. Those are two losses, but they present different challenges for you. When let's take Arkansas for instance. Daniel Gafford, I think, is as good as probably the best big man in our league, especially on the defensive end. But against us, he's been played really well offensively. Probably averaged almost 28 points and 14 rebounds against us. So he presents a problem. Their style of play. Obviously, they want to get up and down, and they're going to get out and press you and try to turn you over. But in an open, when you have a guy like Tremont Waters and Skylar Mays, we got guys that can handle the ball and handle that pressure. So, what we'd have to do if we play Arkansas game again, the adjustment that we would make is we'd have to do a better job on Gafford. And then also you got to get to those shooters, Isaiah Joe, Mason Jones. They can really shoot it. They're playing well. They won 3 in a row. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and they're desperate. They're trying to get to the NCAA tournament. So when you play teams like that, you better be prepared to play. In Florida, Michael does a great job. They're probably, even though they're small, I think they're the most physical team in our league. They really do a great job of changing up their defenses, and you have to take care of the ball. They really try to control tempo. But they do that with their offense and their defense. Okay, that's why they're the best defense team in the league, because they want the game in the 60s, and so they present a problem. Obviously, it was a challenge. We beat them in overtime, so we're going to be prepared for whoever we play.
Coach, in the wake of some things going on right now, are you kind of preparing the team for the opposing fans to maybe be a little nastier than usual? And some people will label this team the villain, dealing with that. That's
no problem. That's a good question. The thing that we talked about when we got in huddle today, I told the guys again, in our circle, we can't control any of the noise outside the circle, but we can control the noise in the circle. Okay, and let's listen to our voices. Trust the guy to your right, to your left. Okay, they've been with you all year. And so we can't control that, try to block that out. But, you're still human. You read stuff and you see stuff, but you got to move on. Don't take anything personal. We just got to focus on the task at hand, and that's to try to get better every day and to try to win a SEC tournament championship.
Tony, were you expecting to get some kind of word on Javante today, and also was he allowed to practice today?
Yeah, he practiced today, and he practiced really well too. He had fresh legs, and he practiced well. He's in there getting shots up right now. But we thought, I don't know, hopefully tomorrow or Thursday we'll have something, a word on him.
You have, down here, you have several games to play before this becomes a possibility, but the last time and only time LSU has won a SEC tournament title was in 1980. A few guys, even on the coaching staff, were born then. So I guess what would that mean to you and to the program?
Well, it'd be huge. I mean, obviously we won the regular season title, and you love to combine and have both titles. And I think if we were fortunate enough to accomplish that goal, we can improve our NCAA seedings too. I mean, I don't know where we're at right now, but I've seen a lot of different brackets out there. But anyway, we could play to a number 1 seed. Who knows? But we're just going to take it one game at a time. We're playing in March. You want to be playing meaningful games in March, and obviously we're going to be playing meaningful games in March. So we're looking forward to it.
With the guys coming out on Saturday, they seem more energized. They seem like it was this kind of, they took what happened and channeled it in the right way. How do you make sure that as this, they continue to go through this process, how do you make sure that energy is channeled in the right direction and not overdone? Yeah,
that's a great question, Billy. What we did today, it was really good. I was over at my office. Then I came over. We had a coaching staff meeting. We met, and Greg Golden, our guys lift today. Right before practice, and Greg had let him go. I think they only had like a 30-minute lift. And I said, where are the guys? He said, well, Traymont's in there holding a meeting right now. So Traymont's in there meeting with them and just getting the guys prepared for practice and making sure they're mentally ready. And that's what I talked about the other day. When you got guys like Traymont and Sky, these guys are taking ownership of their team. And good teams that I've been around through the years, when you have players take ownership, you have a chance to be very successful. And that's why we've had success we have, Billy, even with everything and adversity that we've been through. And so I give those players credit. They're taking ownership. And we got out here on the floor, they were ready to go. So that's what you want.
Coach, how are you approaching this in that you're approaching it as you're going to be the coach for the rest of the season, but also it could end at any time if Coach Wade is reinstated or not? Yeah,
and that's true, and I hope Coach Wade is reinstated. He's done a great job, and there's a reason we're in this position. And I'm just, I talked to Coach earlier today, and all I'm doing is not only myself, but Coach Hire, Coach Armstrong, like I say, I call us co-coaches. We're just kind of keep her the keys right now. And so we're just keep preparing our guys and making sure they're focused on the task at hand.
Right here. What's your approach to coaching a tournament like this, where not only do you not know exactly who you're going to be playing, but you have the potential of playing 3 games in 3 days? Yeah,
that's what we're doing. That, for instance, today we know what right now at this point. These guys, teams are playing. Everybody knows everybody's strengths and weaknesses, and you try to exploit their strengths. Their weaknesses, and take as much as you can. But we know, for instance, Coach Armstrong had the Florida scout. He prepared the guys. He did a great job making some adjustments the second time around. I have the Arkansas scout, so we know what they're going to do. Like today in practice, we worked on us. We really concentrate on us, on things we have to do to continue offensively and defensively to get better. But we did work on put in a couple of things that Arkansas may do and Florida may do, like working against the press and working against the zone. So that's how you do it. And then we didn't go long. We only went an hour. I told the guys, and I said, I put like each drill 5 or 10 minutes. I said, when that gets to 0, we're done. And I said, if you guys go extremely hard and we execute, we won't even complete, we won't even use all the time. So we were in there about, right under an hour.
Coach, Coach Wade is, as most head coaches, all of them are, immersed in basketball. Now that he doesn't have that, at least for the time being, how is he doing? I mean, have you... Yeah, I think the personal side of it. Yeah, I think he's, it's tough. It's tough. But I think he's, still watching film and checking out some of the games that we've already played and the teams that we, obviously Florida and Arkansas and some of the other teams. So, but he's hanging in there through a tough time.
Coach, this past game you coached in was pretty much you had it in hand. It was a bit of a blowout. When you move forward into these games, when to call timeout, when to put people in close situations. You're coaching the game, obviously, but then in the back of your mind, you're thinking, what would Coach Wade do in this situation? Is it a bit of kind of that balancing act?
No, what we've done as a staff, Coach is really good at delegating. We have a good staff. I mean, Greg Hire is ready to be a head coach. Bill Armstrong is ready to be the head coach. He's been in this league 13 years, and so Coach Hire's had a lot of success. So, and Coach really, during the game, sometimes I let Bill does the substitution. He'll may hate sub, and then if that's his scout or my scout or Greg's scout, we all have a feel for what the other team's going to do. So, as a head coach, as a guy that's kind of college, you can try to manage the game, and that helps when you can delegate some other responsibilities to the other coaches. So that's what Coach does, and he's great at doing that.
You said last night that Nas was, good to go. I guess what did you see from him in practice today?
He's ready to go. He was good. I mean, Nas was really good, and I thought he practiced well. I thought he had fresh legs, and he was good today. I mean, he made shots. He ran the floor. He was talkative. I thought he was really good.
Tony, you said the other night after the game, you've been a lot of places, coach basketball a long time. How rare is it to have a team this connected emotionally?
Very rare to withstand everything we've gone through so far. You know, and I always tell these guys, the one thing about a team, and a lot of you played basketball, played on different teams and stuff. I mean, these are relationships that are life-lasting relationships that they'll remember the rest of their life. This experience, they'll remember the rest of their life. These are, you know, and some people talk about brothers, you know, being your brother's keeper and a brotherhood. And these guys, I think from what we've gone through with obviously losing Wade early, these guys are really connected with one another. They trust one another, and they really respect one another, I think. And so when you have a team like that, a group like that, you have a chance to have success. And I think that's the reason, guys, we've been able to win, you know, go 5-1, win overtime games, and see like when it gets tighter, we'll get more pressure on us, the guys come closer together. And, you know, have different guys stepping up, making different plays.
Coach, obviously everybody plays for a different reason. And like you said, you want to win that title. But for a team that hasn't been very good over maybe the last decade, what does it mean for you guys to suit up, wear that LSU across your chest, and kind of represent the state of Louisiana the way you have this year?
Well, it means everything. I mean, our guys take a lot of pride in that, you know, and you really root for a kid like local kids like Skylar Mays. Okay, and then I tell you, Marshall Gray's getting in there, who was a teammate of Wade Sims and Skylar Mays. Now he has Wade's scholarship, and he comes in to make a significant contribution to our game the other night. I mean, you can't write that. I mean, you couldn't, if you wanted to try to take that to Hollywood, they wouldn't believe the script. And so it means a lot, you know, the great fans. And like I said, I've been a lot of places, and I mean, you guys know, I ain't got to tell you guys, you guys are passionate around here now. I mean, and that's great. That's where you want to be, somewhere where people really care. And hopefully, you know, obviously the support we're getting, we really we need it, and I think our guys are really feeding off of it.
Coach, if you guys win this tournament this weekend, are you a #1 seed?
I think we should be. You look at our resume. I think when you play in a P5, I was fortunate enough to coach at Marquette when they sent that year to Big East. That's when it was probably the best league ever. At one time when UConn, some of you may remember, the Big East sent 11 teams to the NCAA tournament that year, and UConn won the tournament that year. You know, so and I think this league we at least have eight tournament teams in this league. And so I think, you know, the schedule, we played a solid schedule. And if you can go through a Power 5 conference, okay, and play the quality opponents that we played, obviously beating Kentucky on the road and beating the obviously quality Tennessee team here, and then if we were able to beat one of those teams in the championship game, I think that should, well, our resume should speak for itself.
Coach, I guess when somebody from the scout squad is lighting up the other defense, somebody's getting yelled at, right? In practice. Is there any funny stories you can tell about Marshall over the years, you know, playing that role and then now getting this opportunity in his third year? Yeah.
Well, from being around Marshall the last 2 years, I mean, he's a guy, he comes to work every day. His nickname is 3rd Street. I guess that's the street he grew up on. So sometimes I call him 2nd Street when he's not making shots. But he's just great to be around. He's got to come from a great family. I think his dad's a preacher. And he's just, you know, he waited his turn. I mean, he could be playing somewhere in the Sun Belt. I don't think there's any doubt. If I'd had him in North Texas, I would not be sitting up here talking to you guys. But he's a really quality person, quality player. Teammates love him. And when he went in the game the other day, he would say, I just said, shoot. That's all I told him, shoot. Okay, and he did. He shot it well. And so he's just fun to coach, and he's just a great teammate.